Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu, it's my distinct privilege to introduce to you the women officials from 34 countries of the Global South, each with significant experience in UN peacekeeping. We are also joined by senior officers from the Ministry of External Affairs and the Ministry of Defense. These peacekeepers have played a pivotal role in UN peacekeeping operations worldwide. They are here on a 3-day visit to India to participate in the conference titled Women in Peacekeeping, a Global South Perspective, organized by the Ministry of External Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Defense and Center for UN Peacekeeping, New Delhi. The goal of this conference, which began earlier today and will continue until tomorrow, is to bring together women officials from the Global South to engage in discussions on contemporary issues relevant to peacekeeping. The conference will highlight the vital role of women in this critical field while emphasizing India's commitment to enhancing gender balance in peacekeeping missions. Furthermore, this conference offers a valuable platform for networking, fostering peer support, knowledge sharing, and promoting professional development among women from different countries and peacekeeping missions. Speakers at the conference will include practitioners of peacekeeping, industry representatives, and senior ministerial representatives from the Government of India as well as from the United Nations. Honorable President, with your kind permission, I would now like to invite some of the peacekeepers present here to share their thoughts. First, I would like to request Major Radhika Sen, UN Military Gender Advocate of the Year 2024, to share her thoughts.
Honorable President of India, distinguished guests, and esteemed women peacekeepers, it is my honor to address this distinguished gathering at the Rashtrapati Bhavan for the first conference on women peacekeepers from the Global South. I extend my deepest gratitude to the Honorable President of India, a remarkable lady whose leadership and vision continues to inspire us all, for hosting us this event and for warmly welcoming the incredible women peacekeepers present here today. Like many of you, I also had the privilege of representing my country as a United Nations peacekeeper in Democratic Republic of Congo, one of the most challenging missions in the world. The role of the women peacekeepers in a conflict-affected zone, it cannot be underestimated. Our ability to communicate with the local communities, especially the women and children, fosters trust and builds the bridges of understanding and compassion. We bring unique perspectives, ensure that the voices of vulnerable are heard and their needs are addressed. As I stand here, I do not stand as an individual. I stand on behalf of all of us who leave behind our loved ones and work for the noble cause of humanity and mankind in faraway lands. Our shared commitment and sacrifice unite us in a pursuit of peace and security. Such endeavors will go a long way in fostering a sense of community and enabling us to acknowledge our unity in diversity. So let us reaffirm our dedication to strengthening the role of women in the peacekeeping. Together, we pave the way for a more peaceful, inclusive, and a just world. Once again, my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable President for campaigning this cause and to the remarkable women peacekeepers. Your courage and spirit inspires us all. Thank you. Jai Hind.
I would like to invite Ms. Andrea Matilde Torres from Argentina for her remarks.
Honorable President of India, first of all, I'm honored to be here and for your invitation. I'm honored to share these 2 days with such great peacekeepers that were in the field. My name is Matilde Torres from Argentina, I'm Chief of Evaluation Division in Department of Peacekeeping Operations of the Joint Staff. I first joined the Army in 1995 and the Joint Staff in 2004. Since then, we developed a process to carry on the selection of personnel who is going to deploy in peacekeeping operations, including a gender perspective-based process. I can assure you, Honorable President of India, that we have a strong commitment towards the deployment of women, and we work very hard. Sometimes we need to work on a case-by-case basis because sometimes we don't have enough personnel, female troops to deploy, because for our country is quite new, the enrollment of women in combat branches. But I can assure you that the work is done, and we were able to deploy more and more women with the years. I'm talking about 21 years now that I'm working on that. And I can also tell you that for female soldiers to deploy is very challenging because of my culture. Many times they are in charge of their children, their family, their household. So asking them to deploy for 1 year is challenging for them. So we work a lot inside the country trying to talk to them, to make them understand how important they are on the field. We are not still on the numbers we would like to be, but I can assure you, Your Honorable President, that we are on the right path because our commitment is very strong towards that objective. Thank you very much.
I invite Colonel Mijidorjin Kongolsul from Mongolia for her remarks.
Honorable President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, friends from the Global South. It's my great pleasure to give remarks on behalf of the participants and the female peacekeepers of the Global South. Please allow me to express my deepest gratitude to host nation for warmly welcoming us to your beautiful country and for hosting the Women Peacekeeping in Global South Perspective Conference at high level. I believe that most of our participants' dream today came true to visiting India and visiting Taj Mahal as well. Also, I believe that our wishes also will come true. That is, through the conference, we will share our valuable experience, to share our insights during the mission, to share ideas about how to overcome the challenges that we face. Mongolia and India share a strategic partnership based on mutual cooperation and shared values. Our two countries collaborate in various areas, particularly in defense, healthcare, education, and cybersecurity. Since 2004, the nomadic elephant exercise has been a cornerstone of our defense and sector cooperation, enhancing the skills of military personnel and reinforcing diplomatic relations. Leveraging UN operational experience, the exercise promotes mutual exchanges of culture, history, and values. The nomadic elephant 2024, held in Meghalaya, India, stands out for the significant participation of female personnel from both sides. India, a leading contributor to UN peacekeeping force, is recognized for its role in deploying female peacekeepers to safeguard women and children in conflict zones. Mongolia, also a major contributor, shares this strong commitment. Together, our nations demonstrate their shared dedication to global peace and security, underscoring our mutual responsibility in advancing UN peacekeeping efforts and fostering international cooperation. Thank you for kind attention.
I invite Assistant Superintendent of Police, Ms. Ruth Walia from Zambia for her remarks.
Her Excellence, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the Women Peacekeepers from the Global South, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Center for the United Nations Peacekeeping for the rare honor and privilege to stand before you and present these remarks. Her Excellence, allow me to start by stating that the opportunity that has been accorded to these women from the Global South to participate in this conference and discuss the critical role of women peacekeepers and sharing of their experiences is indeed at the very heart of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325, which affirms that the inclusion of women in peacekeeping operations is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic necessity for achieving sustainable peace in conflict regions. Distinguished guests, the main goal of this conference is to discuss pertinent issues on empowerment of women in uniform by providing them with specialized training focused on UN operation, equip women officers from the necessary leadership, operation skills, and knowledge that is required to effectively carry out their operation duties in various peacekeeping roles. To my fellow participants, while we advocate women's inclusion in key positions, it is crucial that we remain dedicated to defining, establishing, and defending women's equal political, economic, and social rights. We must work together, support each other to unlock the full potential of women peacekeepers by enhancing the unique strength and perspectives that we have. In ending my remarks, I want to say to you, fellow participants, that together we can make it happen. Thank you for your kind attention.
Now, it's my distinct privilege to request upon Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu, to address the peacekeepers.
Dear peacekeepers from the Global South, I welcome you all to India for the first conference for women peacekeepers titled Women in Peacekeeping, a Global South Perspective. Thank you for sharing your experiences. It is wonderful to be among such a diverse group of women who are not only making a meaningful contribution to global peace, but are also a source of inspiration for women around the world. India is proud of its contribution to UN peacekeeping. Since the 1950s, we have contributed over 290,000 peacekeepers to more than 50 UN peacekeeping missions. India is cumulatively the largest troop contributing country. Today, there are over 5,000 Indian peacekeepers in 9 active missions deployed in often hostile conditions for the cause of international peace and security. Nearly 180 Indian peacekeepers have made the supreme sacrifice under the UN flag. Dear peacekeepers, I am extremely proud that our Indian women peacekeepers have also been at the forefront in the call of duty. Right from the 1960s in Congo to policing in Liberia in 2007, our women peacekeepers have exhibited the highest traditions of professionalism and conduct. Today, there are over 154 Indian women peacekeepers deployed in 6 ongoing UN missions. The presence of women in a peacekeeping mission makes it more diverse and inclusive. More importantly, as women peacekeepers, You often have greater access to local communities and can serve as role models for women and children. You are better equipped to address gender-based violence, build trust, and promote dialogues. You bring optimism, hope, and human connection to suffering people. Peacekeeping missions with a higher percentage of female personnel have been more effective in reducing violence and achieving long-lasting peace agreements. It is therefore essential that we induct more women in UN peacekeeping missions. It gives me great satisfaction that a large number of women are also serving in the armed forces and the police services in India. I am happy to see here Major Radhika Sen, who led the contingent of the quick reaction fighting vehicles at the Republic Day parade last month in New Delhi. Dear peacekeepers, this year marks 25 years since the unanimous adoption of the landmark UN Security Council resolution on women, peace, and security. Equality is at the heart of the United Nations Charter, and gender equality is an integral part of this vision. Your presence here is symbolic of our common desire for further these principles. I hope that the discussions over the next 2 days will enrich your understanding of the different facets of peacekeeping. I understand that many of you have already served or would be serving in UN peacekeeping missions in various capacities. Having met you, I am reassured that the future holds promise. I extend my best wishes to you all. Thank you. Jai Hind.